Okay, are we all set? Are we good to go? Yes, no. Are you able to see my screen? Am I audible? Okay then. Okay then, let's get it started. So we have completed about these collection concepts. Okay, today we are going to see a new topic called the map interface in Java. Right? So usually the map interface is complicated. So I mean, they literally these things are a little bit complicated. But when you understand this is going to be very easy. Okay, so let me directly jump into the concept. So map is a concept where you will represent data in the form of key value pair, right? If I want to show the hierarchy, so this is the hierarchy or structure of map interface. So the thing that the highlighted part is called as, they are interfaces, and the non-highlighted part they are called as classes. So today we are going to discuss only about this map interface. Okay, a map is an interface, and this has nothing to do with the collection interface. Collection concept is completely different, and the map concept is completely different, right? So I will give you, the small theory about map interface. The first point I can write is map is an interface which is okay. This interface is available in, or this interface is placed in a library, in a Java library called, it is available in a package called java.util package. Okay? Okay. This map interface is used. Okay, for example, okay, I want to represent some database. Sometimes you will often represent a kind of data with a specified value, or you will associate a kind of data with a specified value. For example, if you are going to a college, right, and you have your own names, right? Every student is going to have the unique names. It is not necessary that they are going to have the unique names, yes or no? For example, you can find Balaji. Okay, this Balaji is associated with is tagged with many persons. Okay, many persons are going to hold the same name Balaji, right? This is not going to be, names are always not unique. Okay, there can be Balaji M and there can be Balaji S, right? And again there can also be Balaji S. Okay, three persons can they can be associated with the same name, right? So you can represent this data. If you want to represent this data uniquely, if you want to get a unique identity, so you will do what in the college, especially in the college or in any schooling, right? They generate the registration number. So registration number will be generated. So one is associated with Balaji M, and two is associated with Balaji S, and three is associated with again Balaji S. Even though the names are duplicated, okay, the names and the initial is duplicated. So these two, if you consider the initial also, these two names are duplicated. But when you look at the registration number, okay, assume this part as registration number. When you look at the registration number, they are going to be unique. If there is any confusion created with the names, right, a unique number is getting generated for that particular name so that the confusion is avoided. Are you getting my point? These unique numbers is called as the key. This part is called as what? This part is called as key. Okay, in the real time we call it as registration number, but in Java you represent the unique values as key, unique part as key, and the values that are associated with this part is called as what? Values. And the data that is associated with this part is called as values, right? So this combination is called as what? The key value pair combination. When you want to represent any data with the key value pair combination, okay, you have key and you also have values. If you want to represent that by using the Java programming language, you use a concept called what concept you are going to use? The map concept, right? I can say that map is an map concept is used to used to represent the data in the form of key value pair. Okay, 2 points are covered successfully. And the third point, okay, the third point is also going to be very simple, and we'll talk about this introduction. It was introduced in the JDK 1.2 version. Okay, now there should be a question that should be triggering in your mind. So it is representing the data in the form of key value pair. It is representing the data in the form of key value pair, and we want to associate two data in the form of key value pair. Always remember that the key should always be unique. You cannot duplicate the key, because if you are duplicating the key, that would defeat the purpose of maintaining the data consistency. Okay, have you ever seen ever seen that Aadhaar card number is duplicated? Aadhaar card number is unique. In India, Aadhaar card number is always unique. It cannot be duplicated because this Aadhaar card number is associated with a particular person. For example, if a person A has Aadhaar card number 111 and if the name of the person is Shashwant, right? And the person B can have the Aadhaar card number as 222 and his name also can be Shashwant. Okay, how you are differentiating between these two persons? What kind of difference is there? What kind of identity difference is there between two persons? How you will ensure that you are talking to the right person, or how you will ensure that you are dealing with the right person based upon the Aadhaar card number? Okay, this Aadhaar card number is associated with the name called Shashwant. So the Aadhaar card number cannot be duplicated, but the values can be duplicated or the names can be duplicated. So it will not create any confusion. Only the confusion will happen when, okay, when you are duplicating the Aadhaar card itself, the confusion is going to happen. Okay, you cannot what we call it as identify the right person, right? For example, if you have a phone number, can we duplicate a phone number? If you have a phone number, let us say that something like this, we cannot duplicate a phone number, because one phone number is associated with to one person. If the phone number is duplicated, you give this phone number to the bank, and the bank persons are going to send the OTP to the specific phone number. If the phone number is if the phone number is getting duplicated, that OTP will go to the actual person as well as the phone number that is already duplicated. Two persons are going to receive the OTP. So this will not make any sense, isn't it? So this kind of requirement, if you want to deal with this kind of requirement, you need to go for a map which is going to store the data in the form of key value pair. I hope you are getting these things, right? So I can say that please be informed that the keys must be unique and the values can be duplicated. Okay, how can I represent this in the Java programming language? How can we represent this in the Java programming language? The syntax is going to be very easy. So for example, since we are dealing with map, I am taking the map interface. This map interface will accept two generic data types. For example, in our case, let us take the same example. So I want to store a key, I want to store values. So the key is in the form of integers and the value is in the form of string, isn't it? Key is representing integer, isn't it? What is it that the value is representing? String. Okay, I need to specify two generic data types here. One is what? Integer. Second one is what? String. Because map will work with the combination of key value pair, right? So I want to take the variable name as students. So new hash map. Okay, I cannot take map here again. I cannot create an object for the map. Why I cannot create an object for the map? Because map is an interface. So can we create an object for interface? No, we cannot create an object for the interface. Instead, what we can do, look at the diagram. What we can do, so this map is an interface. So you are not supposed to create an object for an interface. So you will choose any one of its implementation classes. You can choose hash map or identity hash map, any one of the implementation classes you can choose to create object. So I'm for our example, I'm going to choose the implementation classes hash map. Right? So I'm creating an object by using one of the implementation classes, which is what the hash map. Okay, and the things that you are mentioning in the angular brackets, they can be mentioned or they can be removed. It is an optional. You can remove this also, no issues. There will be no issues. You can either mention this as integer string. You can remove this. You can remove this also. There will be no issues. Internally, the compiler will consider the values here as integer and string. Either you keep this or you remove this, no issues. Right? So this is how you represent what you create an object of a hash map by using the reference variable as map. Right? Once your object is created, once the reference variable is created, you need to do what? You need to add some data. Data needs to be added. So what kind of reference variables that we have chosen? Students. Right? Let us add some data. Students dot add. So how many students I have today? Today, how many of them are available? Only 4 of them are available. I'm going to take the same number of students. Right? So let me, so here I cannot use add method. Add method is applicable only for collections, but instead of add method, I'm going to use the put method. Okay. So put method. So by using this put method, you can add the data in the form of key value pair. Okay. I want the first data to be integer. So I am representing this as a registration number. So what I am doing it, I am saying one is a registration number. I am assuming that one is a registration number, and I am associating this registration number to the value Ratna. Okay, just a dummy data, nothing else. 4 more students are there. Second one is to Jyoti, yes, and the third one is Jyoti N, and the fourth one is what? Shashwat. Okay, so I have stored the combination of key value, combination of two data. One data is representing the registration number, and the second set of data is representing what? The student name. Right? So what will happen is, let us say that I am not even specifying the initial. Okay, here I have added 2 Jyotis, Jyoti and another Jyoti here. Right? I am allowed to. So let me print this reference variable. Let me print this statement. Okay. So all the information is getting printed. So 1 is representing Ratna, 2 is representing Jyoti, 3 is also representing Jyoti, 4 is representing Shashwat. I can duplicate values. Right? I can duplicate what? I can duplicate values, but I cannot duplicate keys. When I say I cannot duplicate keys, okay, let us say that I am using the same key for the Jyoti, the second Jyoti. Right? So let us say that this is Jyoti S and this is Jyoti N. If I do so, what will happen is this duplicate, the latest key, the latest duplicated key is going to replace the existing duplicated key. When I run this code, okay, Jyoti N is replacing Jyoti S. So you can, at any point of time, you can have only one unique key, but when it comes to values can be duplicated but not the keys. So by this I can conclude that the fourth point, this is the fourth point, isn't it? The fifth point is what? You can have unique keys. Okay, map is going to allow unique keys, but the values can be duplicated. If the keys are duplicated, if it is allowing the keys to get duplicated, that is going to defeat the actual purpose of representing the data. So always remember, key, you cannot duplicate the key, you can duplicate the values, right? Sixth point, by default the map is map does not follow the insertion order. Okay, map will not follow it will never follow the insertion order, but see, you can ask me, sir, it is following insertion order, the elements are inserted like 1 2 2 4. I can see that the insertion order is followed here. Okay, so when you are representing a number, this number will get converted to the hash code directly. That's why there is no confusion. Okay, instead of numbers, let me take let me take this as a string type. Let me remove all this. Students dot add, not add, students dot put. Okay, now I want to represent a name, Ratna, and I want to associate a value for Ratna for its location. Okay, let us say that Ratna is staying in Chennai. Okay. Or I can do like this. Instead of taking Ratna, let us take Dhoni. Dhoni is a key, Dhoni is a player. Okay, he is associated with Chennai team, and Kohli, okay, he is associated with Bangalore team, right? And Shreyas Iyer, KKR, and Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma, Mumbai. Right? So when I print, see now by looking at the response, okay, see the order is Dhoni, Kohli, Iyer, Rohit Sharma. But when you see the output is following a different order. Forgot about the order, forget about the internal things. Theoretically, literally, it is not going to follow what insertion order. Okay, Dhoni is somewhere here. So we have added Dhoni in the beginning itself. Okay, in the beginning itself, the Dhoni is added. If you look at the insertion order, Dhoni followed by Kohli, followed by Iyer, followed by Rohit Sharma. But when you look at the order that is being displayed in the console, this is completely different, isn't it? Kohli, Rohit Sharma. So by this, I can conclude that by default, map does not follow what? Map does not follow insertion order. Okay. Next point, by default, the map does not also follow, the sorting order. It will not follow insertion order. It will not follow sorting order by default. When I use by default, it means there is an implementation class that is going to follow insertion order, but map will not follow. Some other class is going to follow. Likewise, by default, it is not going to follow sorting order, but some other class is going to follow sorting order. That we will discuss in the future. This is applicable only for the map interface. So this is the proof. So are we getting the output in the form of sorted order? No. No insertion order, no sorted order. It is following some technique behind the scenes that we will discuss it in later. Right? Seventh point is also clear. Okay. Eighth point. By default, let me copy this and paste it here. Heterogeneous elements are allowed both keys and values. Okay, to understand this heterogeneous element, I need to remove the generic type here. Okay, so I am using the generic type as string. Okay, for the time being, let me remove the generic type. So generic type has been removed. Now you are allowed to add any set of keys and data. Okay, the key can be Dhoni. Okay, the 7 is his number, isn't it? Jersey number. I'm not sure. Okay, anything. Kohli, and I can add any value pair here. I can add Virat there, right? IPL Cup, KKR. I can add any combination. Rohit Sharma. I can add the one. See, the data is in the form of raw. Okay, I'm not specifying the data to be of a specific type. So the key is Dhoni here. It is string type. It is a number type. It is string type. It is string type, and again string type, number type. Okay, if I run this code, definitely it is going to work. It is accepted, right? Heterogeneous means any combination of any data you can add. It is not necessary that the data should be so and so. The data should be so and so type. That is not required here, because if you remove the non-generic type, it is allowing you to add the heterogeneous data, right? So this is the conclusion. By default, heterogeneous elements are allowed at both keys and values, right? And the last point is keys are going to store. Keys are going to store at least one null value. So every time you are going to deal with the null value, so when you're dealing with the null value, this key is going to store at least one null value. Only one null value, but the values, when you talk about the values, they allow any number of null values. Okay, let us understand this in the program. So let us go back to the actual program. Okay, let me take it as Rohit Sharma, Mumbai. Prayas Iyer, KK. Okay, so I want to store a null value in the key. I want to store a null value in the key. So I want to represent something like, let us say, Deccan charges, right? I want to store a null value in the key. So it is accepted. Null value is accepted. Okay, I cannot use more than one null value. If I use more than one null value, it is like a kind of duplication, right? This latest null value is going to replace the existing null value. This latest null key will replace the existing null key. Okay, what is the proof that we have? King's 11, let us take that. Okay, let me run this. So I am getting the latest null key and the null value, because this is getting replaced. We will see the internal things later. For now, just try to understand what is happening with the theory, right? And what else we have? Okay, we can store any number of null values. Null keys only one is allowed, but null values can be in any number. You can have null here, you can also have null here, right? So there will be no issues. See, null value is there, but you can allow only one null key. So that is the takeaway, right? So keys are able to allow only one null value, but values, they allow any number of null values. This point is also justified. Okay, the 10th point, the last point. Methods. There are some important methods that you should aware about Java maps. Okay, the first method is the put method. What is the name of the first method? Put method. Put, it is going to accept an object of key type, a key of object type and a value of object type, object value, right? And it is going to return something. So let us understand this. Let us focus here. Okay, the first method. Okay, I'm introducing the first method, put method. So we have already seen this put method. Okay, we are dealing with the put method. So what put method is going to do usually is, for example, let us say that I want to add a data like Dhoni is representing Chennai IPL team. Okay, now when I use put method, this data Dhoni as well as Chennai will be added in the student's reference variable. So let me do this. Okay, Dhoni and Chennai is getting added, right? And it is going to return what? It is going to return something. Okay, when you want to see that it is returning something, I need to use that in the system.out.println statement. Let me copy this. Okay, let me add it here. Okay, let me run this. Okay, it is returning a null. Okay, this put method is returning something. Okay, we are seeing it as what? Null. Okay, now you see system.out.println. Okay, Dhoni is just a second name, right? Dhoni's full name is Mahendra Singh Dhoni or MS Dhoni, I can say. When I am using the put method for the second time, or I can say that the value is incorrect when I try to change the value as Chennai Super Kings. Okay, so I'm duplicating the key to ensure that the right value is getting stored. I'm assuming that the value is incorrect. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to change the incorrect value by doing what? By duplicating the key. Okay, when I do this, actually what will happen behind the scenes is, okay, one minute, yes, okay. What will happen behind the scenes is keys are duplicated. So now you are able to see that the latest key is replacing the existing key. Okay, so let us analyze this in the paint screen. So this is what our code is. So we want to add two pieces of information. Okay, so just let us assume that, so okay, so in the key side I have added Dhoni, guys. Dhoni name of the Dhoni has been added. In the value side I have added Chennai. Okay, so look at this line. Dhoni has been added and Chennai has been added in the value. Chennai is associated with the key Dhoni. Okay, this part has been added. Okay, these things, this put method has been used in the system.out.println statement, right? So when these things are added without any replacement, if there is no replacement, okay, if there is no replacement, this is going to return something. What is that something? This will return a value called null. Null will be returned. So when it is returning null, it means no replacement has happened. Okay, first line is clear. Okay, let us understand the second line. Second line says students dot put. Again I am using Dhoni in the key. What is the data for the key? Dhoni. Okay, so this is the data in the for the key. Okay, Dhoni key is already available, so this latest data will replace this existing Dhoni, and the value Chennai Super Kings will be added instead of Chennai. This will be deleted, and instead of this, the value Chennai Super Kings will be added. Okay, if you look at the reference variable name, if you look at the, let us assume that this is the reference variable. What is it? Students. Okay, still it has only one data in the form of key value pair. Only one data is there in the form of key value pair. Even though you are adding two set of information, only one set of data is available because you are duplicating the key. That duplication is replacing the existing one, right? And the output is going to be what? What is the output that we got? We got output as Dhoni Chennai Super Kings, and it is returning something like Chennai here. Okay. What it is returning? The deleted value, okay, the replaced value will be returned to you. Okay. Chennai has been replaced by Chennai Super Kings, so this will be returned to you. That's why you're getting what? Null followed by Chennai followed by students. Students means Dhoni Chennai Super Kings followed by this part. Okay, look at the console. You have null because this is returning null, there is no replacement, right? And here it is replacing, right? Chennai is getting replaced. Okay, that value will be returned, right? And here what you are getting here, you are getting the actual Dhoni, the latest Dhoni belongs to Chennai Super Kings. So this is the functionality of put method. Okay, when you are adding key values, okay, it will be added and it is going to return the null. If there is any replacement, that replacement value will be returned to you. Put method is making sense, isn't it? Next method is, for example, let us keep this very simple. Okay, I have taken a map. Okay, why students I need to take? I need to take players, right? Cricket players. You can keep any name. So meaningful name is always appreciated. Okay, so players. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a new map with the reference variable name as new players. Okay, Dhoni is captain, so he want to choose some new players into his team, into his Chennai team, right? So he decided to add. Let me remove this. Okay, we do not want to deal with this anymore. Okay. In this player's reference variable, there is one player called Dhoni associated with Chennai team, right? And you are taking another map and you are using this reference variable new players, and what you are doing it here, you are adding another name, Raina, okay, Chennai. Okay, so there are two maps created. Okay, so you want to merge these two maps, or you want to add the new players into the existing team. How we can do? You can do what? You can use this reference variable players dot put all new players, right? When you do this and when you print a system dot out dot println players, okay, you will get Dhoni Chennai, Ryan is also from Chennai, right? So let me put this in the main screen for the better understanding. So this method is called as what? I have introduced a new method called put all method. Very simple, guys. Put all method is going to add all the key value pairs into the to the existing variable name. Okay, so this is our code. The first line is going to create a variable name called players, and behind the scenes, a kind of memory gets allocated for the key as well as for the value. Right? Let us keep it very simple. Okay. For the key, Dhoni, and for the value, Chennai. Okay, this is associated with the reference variable name what? Players. Right? So, and again we are creating a map for the second time, right? So for the second map, key and value will be added into the reference variable new players. Okay, this time Raina and is also from Chennai. Okay, with the reference variable new players. Right, so this is how it is. Right, now what you are doing it here, see, you are trying this line states players dot put all, you are using a method called put all method, and you are passing the reference variable as new players, passing this reference variable as new players, and you want to put all the new players in the existing players, right? So by using the put all method, if you do that, okay, this will be connected here, not like this. This will be added here, and this both are going to have the same reference variable name. That's it. Okay. After that, you're printing players and you get what? Dhoni Chennai, Raina Chennai. That's what you get. You're printing players, you're getting what? Dhoni Chennai, Raina Chennai. So this is the purpose of put all method. Okay. The third method is a method called the remove method. Okay, for that, let me add one more player. Let us add 3 players. So I want to add Raina Chennai. I want to add Kohli Bangalore. Right, I have 3 players with me. So I want to remove Raina. Now, in order to remove the Raina, I am going to use a method called as what? The remove method. So before removing, how it is going to be, let us print. After removing, how these things are going to be. Okay. So let me print this. It is not going to follow the insertion order. Forget about the insertion order. Okay. And I want to remove what? Inside the players, I want to remove Raina. Okay. I want to pass the key. Key is what? Raina. I pass the key Raina here. Okay, in the form of string, isn't it? Form of object string. Okay, and after removing Raina, what are the changes that we are going to see in the existing data? Right? So Raina will be removed and the remaining players are going to be there. So this is the purpose of what? Remove method. So we have discussed about put method, and the second method is put all method. Public void put all. Okay, so here we are going to pass the map, and the third method is what? Public object remove object. You will pass a key. Okay, this is going to return an object. Okay, let us put this in system.out.println and you will understand its return type. Okay, instead of putting it here, you put in system.out.println. Okay, so it is going to remove the value associated with the particular key. It is going to return the value that is associated with the particular key. So Chennai is removed. Value will be displayed in the console. Example, let me go back to the pane screen. What you are doing, you are just okay. This is our latest. Remove this. So this is our latest data inside the players. Right? You are trying to use the remove method and you want to remove what? Raina you want to remove. Okay, Kohli is already there. So let me add Kohli also here. Kohli Bangalore. So you are trying to remove Raina. Good. Okay. This will be removed. Raina will be removed. And after removing, the method is going to return what? The value that is associated with the key. Okay. Chennai will be written in the console. That is what happening here. Right? Chennai is getting written in the console. If you use that in piston order println statement, you will get the return values, the value itself. Right? The fourth method is about the get method. Something like we have a method called get method. So the purpose of get method is to system.out.println players.get. You will pass an object. For example, if you pass Kohli here, okay, if you pass Kohli, which is in the form of string, this method is going to return the value that is associated with the key Kohli. Okay, Kohli belongs to Bangalore team, so that is it is going to return. So you use the get method and you pass the key and you get the value. Okay, if you are passing Raina, the value that is associated with the Raina will be displayed to you, will be returned to you. Okay, Raina belongs to Chennai team. Are you getting this? Right? What is the fourth method? Get method. Click void, and we have a method called what? I mean, not void, object get method, and it is going to accept a key and you will get an object. I mean the value associated with that object. The fifth one, size method is there. Public integer size. Okay, the size method is going to return the size of the particular reference variable. Very simple. Okay, you have added three players. You have added three players in the form of key value pair. The moment you do players dot size, it's going to return the size of the reference variable, which is 3, because you have added three players. Okay, if you keep only two players, okay, when you use the size method on top of this reference variable, okay, the size will be displayed. Very simple to understand the size method. Okay, no complications here. Okay, the sixth method. So we have only 5 more methods. Public. So the next method is boolean. There is a method called isEmpty method. Okay, this method is going to return a boolean value. Okay, so you are going to check whether the reference variable of the map is empty or not. Okay, if I use isEmpty method on this particular reference variable, this is not empty. You have already added three players. Can you accept that it is empty? No, it is false. It is not empty because there are three players added here. Dhoni is added, Raina is added, Kohli is also there. If you are not adding anything, and if you want to check whether this reference variable has any key value pairs, right? If you run this, you will get true. When it is returning true, it means it is empty. If not, it is not empty. Are you getting this? Very straightforward method. Okay, by the name itself, you can find whether the purpose of the method itself is defined in the already defined in the name of the method. Right? isEmpty method. The seventh method is void. There is a method called clear method. Okay, so what are the values that we have? Key values, Dhoni, Chennai. Okay, so let me print this. System.out.println players. If I run this, you get all the players, and the moment you use isClear method, clear method, all the values will be, all the data will be erased. The data in the key and the data in the value will be erased the moment you use the clear method on top of this reference variable. So you get empty, means all the data is getting removed. It is clearing the data, as simple as that. Right, and we have the eighth method called public contains public boolean contains key. Okay, you will pass a key here. Okay, you are going to check whether a particular key, whether a specific key is available in the reference variable of the map or. Okay, I want to check players dot contains key. I want to check whether the Dhoni is there or not. Dhoni is available or not. Okay, if Dhoni is the Dhoni key is available in the players reference variable, it will return true. Okay, I want to check if Yuvraj Singh is there. If Yuvraj Singh, if the Yuvraj Singh is included in the in the 11 team, I mean 11 members team, it will return true, or else it will return false. Yuvraj is not there. We have only three players: Dhoni, Raina, and Kohli, and you can check. And if you use the keys that is already there, you will get true. If you are using something, you will get false. You are just going to check whether the key is available or not. That's it. If it is available, it is returning true, or else it will return false. Okay, so this is the purpose of what? Contains key method. Contains key method. Like this, we have another method called the contains value method is there. Okay, you will pass a key, I mean you will pass a value here. So am I checking Yuvraj false because Yuvraj is not in the value list. I'm checking if the Chennai is there in the value. Okay, it is returning true. I'm checking if Bangalore is available in the value. Okay, it will return true. So you have an option to check whether a particular value is existed or not. Right? The 10th method is, there is a method called public set key set. Okay, so the purpose of this method, the purpose of key set method is to return all the keys. For example, okay, we have players in the keys, right? Dhoni, Raina, and Kohli. So these they are the players, and the Chennai, and Bangalore. These are the values associated with this respective keys, isn't it? So what I want to do, I do not want to deal with values anymore. I just want to know the keys. Okay, if I want to get only the keys, I can use the method called the key set method. Okay, it will return only keys. Kohli, Dhoni, Raina. You can add any number of data here. Okay, you can add any number of data. So here I want to add Yuvraj, and here I want to add Rahul. Here I want to add someone like Shreyas. Okay, so Yuvraj was in Punjab previously. So KL Rahul, he was playing for Lucknow previously, and IR is for KKR. Okay, I want to retrieve only the keys. If I want to retrieve only the keys, I can use this key set method. It is going to give me only the keys, right? And I have the another method called method public collection values. Okay, this values method, you can use this value methods. It is going to return the values that are associated with this reference variables. Only the values you are going to. Lucknow, Bangalore, Chennai, Punjab, Chennai, KKR. All the values are retrieved by using the values method. Okay, so these are the typical methods for for the maps concept. Okay, so we will understand tomorrow. We are going to understand why it is not following insertion order, why it is not following sorting order, and why the heterogeneous elements are allowed, why only one null value is allowed, and the internal things related to this map concept. Okay, we have discussed today. So far the discussion has happened on the based on the theory only. Okay, we are going to understand the things practically and what are the things that is happening behind the scenes. Okay, so today this has been completed successfully. Tomorrow we'll start with hash table followed by hash map, then linked hash map, right, then sorted map, navigable map, tree map, then we will complete this too, right? So do you have any questions for me? If you have any questions, you can ask me, or else we can wind up for it.